Hello guys, welcome back to Sit on Sports, and today I'm going to be giving my reaction, my neutral reaction from a Manchester United fans' point of view, don't click off, of Arsenal versus Chelsea in the Europa League final in Baku 2019. Yeah, I usually do these reaction videos like the morning after, but nah, it was the final. I'm spirited. I'm ready to give my thoughts out now, and yeah, I hope you guys appreciate it by giving a like, comment, subscribe, share, give your own thoughts on the match. But yeah, I think most of us, in fairness, will have probably the same views on many things. The only controversial thing being like a penalty shout that I'll talk about later. But enough of that said. Let's just talk about the implications of being played in this match. I think everyone talked about the Baku situation, Azerbaijan, too far for the fans to get there, till allocations not being good enough. I think that in itself is a disgrace, to be honest, because like you gotta fill your stadium with fans of the teams that are playing. It's common sense, you know what I mean? It really is. But I guess they wanted more press people, they wanted tourists to come, and I don't know. I'm not an expert in these things, but that's a bad start, isn't it? That's already a bad start from the get-go. And then one of your players, Armenian players, Mkhitaryan, who could actually make a difference in Europa League final, as I know from previous years against Ajax. If you know, you know. To be fair, Mkhitaryan isn't like the most important player to Arsenal squad. Apparently, he's hot and cold most of the time, but still, he could have made an impact. And he's one of the first team or in and around first team players. And political tensions shouldn't stop any footballing player in this day and age. Oh, apparently, it was safe for him to go there. Apparently, the minister of like sports there of Azerbaijan was like, no, he could have came if he wanted to, but I guess he decided not to. But there's a viable reason, because he's scared for his own safety. It's as simple as that. I think Azerbaijan and Armenia, of course, Mkhitaryan's the poster boy for football there. So yeah, it's understandable to not want to go there, but it shouldn't come to that. He should be wanting to go to the final without no fears whatsoever. Security should be unlocked. The fans should be unlocked. It's just weird, isn't it? It's just a bit weird. But enough of that. We want to talk about the actual match. And it was a good match. It was an exciting match. Even when it was 0-0 in the first half, it was still pretty close. Good chances, end-to-end stuff. The second half had bags of goals in it. That was more one-sided though. So in both ways, it was very exciting. It was a good final. The atmosphere wasn't there from the stadium, but what can you do? As I said before, with the fans and stuff like that. But yeah, let's just start with the first 5 minutes. I think that was very cagey, of course, in the final. That's understandable. But then after that point, Arsenal really started hammering it up. They were getting the balls in the box. They were pressuring. They were in the final third of Chelsea a lot. Chelsea looked like on the ropes. Not like completely on the ropes. They weren't like, oh, Chelsea are really, really struggling. But Arsenal were gradually progressing and putting more pressure. But as I say in other videos, check them out. If you start well, you have to make the most of it, especially in the final. You get given chances and you just need to take them, and that was the Achilles heel for Arsenal today. They just couldn't take their chances, and at the back part of the second half also. But the first half, when things doesn't seem as important as they are the last minute of the final, you still need to make the most of it and set a mark and set a precedent for the rest of the game, because that first goal does set a precedent. Precedent. The first goal always is important in setting the stage, and from there Chelsea kicked on after that second half started. Chelsea became a completely different team. But to be fair, the back half of the second half, you saw they did well to weather the storm a bit and just get back to making some chances. Well, let me try and remember some of the first half chances. See, this is why I didn't want to do it the next morning after, because I probably would have forgotten about even more events in the game. I think, yeah, Czech made a good save against Giroud. To be fair, he did it well there. So yeah, Chelsea did have some chances. Giroud, he was very clumsy in that beginning part of the first half. So to be fair, Chelsea, it was not like they were completely dominated. Arsenal, they needed to be ruthless in that situation. Just keep on giving service, keep on going. But I guess both teams, Arsenal v Chelsea, haven't been at the best in the league this season. So, you know, I mean, I guess that plays a part. And yeah, Arsenal just couldn't find the cutting edge. And in the back of your head, I'm thinking he might we might see to regret this, unless you carry on the way you are and eventually get the goal. But no, they just Chelsea just weathered the storm and they got back into the game. And second half 0-0. Chelsea just stopped. Rapid. Let's see, Kante started. It was a big risk. Well, not a big risk, but like he was injured for a bit. But they played him, and he was well fit. That worked in their favour, to be fair. And Arsenal are a bit unlucky to not have Mkhitaryan and stuff like that. But they had good options on the bench, as we found out. Yeah, so let's talk about that first goal, though. Emerson plays left back for Chelsea. He's quite a recent signing from Roma, I think. I never actually seen him play in the Premier League, so maybe it was a last-minute decision. I don't know. I don't think he's usually first team. But he looked comfortable enough in the final, so he did his job professional. Saw Giroud in the box, but did a little dink cross. You don't see that often. That was good awareness, and Giroud, of course, we all know how good he is in the air. So Emerson plucks it in, and classic. I don't know what I just did there, but that's what Giroud did, and he went around the defender and he played it smart. And this time he didn't have a bad first touch, and it was a great header into the box, into the left corner of Czech, and Giroud made up for his indecisiveness in the first half. So yeah, he got the goal that sealed them the first goal of the game. Can't say the game right. Yeah, and from there I was just like, yeah. To be fair, this new Arsenal team by Unai Emery, they have progressed in some respects, and it is Wenger's team, to be fair, so you can't really say anything. Because in Wenger's time, you could say a lot of times if the other team score first, especially a big team, Arsenal just wither away. You can almost bet £20 that they're gonna lose every time. And of course, you've seen in the season that no, they can pull it out the bag. They have gained some steelness with this new manager, and they needed that in this game. And nah, it just didn't happen for them, to be honest. Unai Emery, the Europa League specialist, just couldn't do what he couldn't do much with this team. Lacazette and Aubameyang, they weren't getting the service, and when they did get the service, they weren't 100%. And when that's not happening, there's not really anyone else you can rely upon. Maybe you could have said Ozil a few years back. You could have relied on him a few years back, but nowadays he's a shadow of what he used to be. And of course, Ramsey would have been so good for this. He could have. If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be begging him to stay for at least this one game and then go to Juventus. I think they should never have left. They should have never allowed him to go in the first place. It's just common sense, to be honest. But yeah, I guess that's similar to the Herrera situation at Manchester United. I don't even know when I started this recording, but who cares? I'm going to carry on talking about it because I enjoy it, and I hope the Arsenal fans enjoyed it. For at least the Arsenal fans who did travel to Baku, all those miles, you got all those miles away from London. You got to feel sorry for them. Even the Chelsea fans who won the game, you got to have some sympathy going a bit far. But I guess Chelsea fans saw their team win at least, whereas Arsenal fans unluckily just went all that way for nothing, really. But not for nothing, but just hopefully they had a good time in the pubs or something. But yeah, they got to see the frailties of the team that are still there, and work needs to be done for Arsenal. We'll talk about that in a bit, but let's talk about that second goal. Yeah, I think it was from Pedro, yeah? So, yeah, Hazard's weaving in and out. Hazard doesn't really have the best game in this up until now, but he makes an intelligent look up to Pedro in the right side of the pitch. Excuse me. And then he passes it, squares it to Pedro, and Pedro makes a intelligent shot, and it's one of those shots that he curves it. I don't know if he meant to have the ball bounce in front of him on the grass before going into the corner, but it worked in his favour, and he got the finish right. Bounced on the grass, then got into the right side of Czech, and that was 2-0 from there. Good finish by Pedro, to be fair. And yeah, Pedro, guess it was a good thing to start him instead of Willian. Pedro has more experience. When I've seen Pedro play, he seems good to me. It's one of those times. Excuse me, that's my microphone. Very excited about the game, even though I'm neutral. As a neutral, it was a great game, to be fair. But credit to both teams. Even without the good atmosphere, and that could change a lot, to be honest. Arsenal fans were making themselves heard in that first half, and as they rightly should. I didn't really hear a lot from Chelsea fans, but of course I was too fixated on the game and listening to other points of view from social media. But yeah, Pedro, I think that was the right decision. Good finish, 2-0, and from there you just felt it was going to be an uphill battle. and that even that penalty it was just damning to Arsenal's confidence. You saw Torreira crying on the bench. It was just sad to see because Torreira's a good player, but he's a defensive player, a good defensive player to put in. Arsenal have always needed a CDM, and they got one with him. I think they've got one. They've got something to work with. But if the board for Arsenal do not work with it, do not build around Torreira, Lacazette and Aubameyang, who weren't at their best today, to be honest, but they can still improve. They're still good players, but there's not enough service. They need better attacking midfielders and obviously a solid base to have a foundation upon. You know what I mean? And that's been the case for so many years. And as Hugh Wizzy said in the True Geordie kickoff, not podcast, but like commentary on the game, he says Arsenal have been stuck in limbo in that respect, and it's hard not to agree. And yeah, and you saw Guendouzi trying to, like, he came on for a bit. Guendouzi, he's trying to apparently you can allow for like 7 subs in the Europa League final. That's sick. I never knew about that. I guess Manchester United need it in our game. We had Mkhitaryan. Oh, now's not the time for banter. Especially in the similar predicament Manchester United into Arsenal. But yeah, Guendouzi was trying to defend against Hazard. Like, he's your centre mid. Where's the defence gone then? Where's Kolasinac? Where's Maitland-Niles, who's supposed to be a centre mid but he's playing on right back? Maitland-Niles was really good in that first half. He was, and that second half even. Oh yeah, there's a time when he like outmuscled Hazard. Maitland-Niles has got some fire in him. He's a good English talent, and hopefully he develops. And they've got younger players. Arsenal, they've got something to build upon. They just need to sort out defence first of all. Let's hope they have enough money to do that. But of course, Maitland-Niles, he got a bit hard-headed. Giroud, the smarter, more experienced player, got the right side of him, and he got the penalty. And yeah, he felt sorry for Maitland-Niles there. He didn't deserve that, but experience versus youth, I guess, and hopefully he learns from that. But yeah, Hazard buried the penalty. Hazard always buries his penalty, and Cech rarely saves his pens. Cech's obviously final game for Arsenal in general, to be honest. He's going back to Chelsea as a role of football, a director role or something like that. I would have started Leno, to be honest, with this game. He's the better goalkeeper. To be fair, Cech made some good saves, but that was when you're already 4-1 down, so it doesn't really matter, let's be honest. And you rarely see Cech save penalty. I think Leno could have done better, but I don't think it would have made much of a difference. I think Arsenal to be fair, without Cech, they probably would have been even more embarrassed, to be honest. But no, we can't all be Man City. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a very close game up to that point, and it was a good thing that Iwobi kept it interesting. Iwobi came on and just he started megging players. He was on a mad one, and he scored that great, almost Pavard. You know, the Pavard, wasn't it? That French right back Pavard scored that great goal against Argentina in the World Cup. It was almost like that, but a bit closer. But yeah, it was such a good goal. Aubameyang fluffed his shots. He tried to do the similar thing, but then it got parried over to Iwobi, and one of his first shots, his first shot of the game, when he came on and he scored. And it makes you wonder, why didn't he start this game? Maybe he's better as an impact player. And I've heard a lot of that about Iwobi, and I had the same consensus. But he's a good run on the ball, but he can't seem to finish in the box. And I guess this was outside the box and more unconventional goal. But yeah, he did it, and fair play to the man. I think he's someone who works hard. He gave that. The whole team started giving out more energy and giving them the fire they need. Something. Just started playing to their potential. It was almost a very good. It was a mad transformation. Not a transformation, but just it will be sparked a fire that could have grown and could have aimed for a comeback. And of course, in the season full of them, who knows what would have happened. But no, one player can't carry the entire team, but it will be tried his darn best to do that, because he was whipping balls in the box, creating good chances. Lacazette should have scored that 1-on-1 with Kepa Arrizabalaga. Great save by him, but gotta be taking your chances there. The two strikers just weren't clinical enough. But you could, on the other hand, to be fair to them, you could say if you're not giving them much service, the service you do give them, that's much more pressure to get it right, especially when you're 4-1 down thanks to a shoddy defence. Yeah, so Iwobi, I'm very impressed with him. Very impressed with him. He stepped up, to be fair. He stepped up. He can be one of the players who held. He can hold his head high. Hold his head high, even though he barely played. Maybe he should have started. 3-1. You could thinking something could happen, but no. What happened? What was that last? Yeah, I think it was some good combination play by Hazard and Giroud. Yeah, kind of just swordfished. If that's a term. That's an analytical term for football. A swordfish through Arsenal's back line, and yeah, 1-2 and simple finish for Hazard, who's looking like he's gonna have his last game for Chelsea. He's done a great service for the club, and you gotta appreciate what he's done for the English game. The closest thing to Messi, to be honest, in terms of his technical ability, and he's always a pleasure to watch. And yeah, to be fair, he wasn't that. He was one of those games where it's like, okay, you could have the penalty, but realistically, he haven't done much. But in that case, he was really good. I mean, he was really good in that move for that fourth goal that really just made Arsenal dead and buried, to be honest. And yeah, it looks like he's going to Real Madrid, because even in interviews, like, I've made my decision. We'll see. But to be fair, he said, I was focused on this game, and you could tell he was focused on the game. He was on the ball every time. 4-1, and yeah, you can never be too careful about 2-goal cushions. You just gotta increase it. You just gotta go for it. You know what I mean? Man City certainly showed that. But yeah, 4-1, and from there the game was done. To be fair, it was exciting till the end. Arsenal kept on making chances. It was like 14 at one point. It was like 14 chances to Chelsea, but 11 chances to Arsenal. But to be fair, more shots on target for Chelsea, and it was still close. Arsenal could have just not. It could have been a different story. It was a very tight match on paper, and it proved to be a very tight match for most of the game. It's the goals that matter in the end. So yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got in terms of managerial roles. Unai Emery, give him another season. Obviously, another season in the Europa League for Arsenal is depressing. It is going to be depressing, not just for you guys, but I guess the only consolation for Man United fans is that of not seeing any themselves in any of these all English finals. So good to see that in the Europa League and Champions League finals. Shows the English dominance, even though there's not many English players actually playing. It's fine. To be fair, in the Champions League final, there's a lot of English players, so that's good. But in this Europa League final, there weren't a lot. But yeah, Unai Emery, give him a chance, but now the pressure's really going to be on him. Maybe unnecessarily, but I don't think Arsenal's problem is not the manager. It really is just the board, and if they can really be ruthless in getting rid of that revamping their back line, and maybe have some creative input in the midfield, something that could put more service into Aubameyang, and like I said, not rely too heavily on them too. Because they got something there, Arsenal. They're certainly in a better place than us, Man United. But I guess the only consolation, as I just said, is that with Arsenal losing the Europa League, Manchester United aren't the only bad club around. But I think Manchester United are in the worst place, to be fair. But Arsenal need to make sure they don't drift further away, and because they got potential to go back up, as I said. But it's been too long for them. It's been too long for them challenging with Champions League and Premier League, and that's what they want to get up to. But we'll see what funds they have, limited funds they have, because of course we have more money and stuff like that. But yeah, I didn't mind who won this game. I don't really care. But I cared about watching good football, and to be fair, both teams, they gave us some good football. It was a good match. And Champions League proves to be something that's going to be insane. I'm going to be doing that game. Move it to Osari. Let's talk about him. Final point. Yeah, I've always rated him. I think when there was a time when they were really rating that Sarri ball mentality, that play, that urgency, and maybe this transfer ban could do them some good in the long term. Maybe building some longevity in the club, and not just the constant chopping and changing of managers. And of course, it does work a lot for them, and I've rated them for that for a lot of years of winning trophies, back-to-back Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues. But maybe this transfer ban, and maybe Sarri trying to play this good football, it's not working. The players, some players not suit that style. Some players need to be moved around, like Kante. I don't think that's a good decision. That's the only really major thing that I would disagree about Sarri's play. Sometimes he can be a bit too stubborn in some cases. But no, I think Sarri is a manager you can believe in. He's won his first trophy as a professional manager ever, and I think if they keep him, which they should, I think, and if they don't want to change their mentality, I guess they want to get rid of him then, if they're really used to it. But it really depends on that transfer ban. Like, imagine, like, as soon as a transfer ban, like, is repealed or something, Sarri's just like, no, you're gone then. Imagine. That's probably what they're thinking, to be honest. But no, I'd keep Sarri. He's proved himself here. He's got third place, just about, to be fair. He didn't like blitz his way to top four. He didn't prove to be. I think that top four race was really funny. It was just hilarious. Everyone was just a bit crap, weren't they? So, but yeah, he's got to third place. He's got a trophy. He got to another League Cup final. So, you just gotta give him another chance for another season. And so yeah, as I said before, I'm gonna be going to be covering the Champions League final, and I hope I gave my best discussion on this Europa League game. And yeah, it's only the first leg of a mad week of football. And if you want to know all the best neutral analysis from a neutral fan, of course, no bias against or towards Liverpool. But yeah, I hope you guys tune in for that one. Like, comment, subscribe, share, show us your thoughts of the game and the following game. What's your nerves, fears as a fan of Arsenal, Tottenham, or London club or Manchester club who's just irrelevant. But yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys on Saturday or Sunday, I guess. Bye.